We began today's lesson by listening to a beautiful sound of an orchestra playing together. Believe it or not, an orchestra can have from 15 to 90 men and women. They each play an instrument to make different sounds into music for our ears. Have you ever wondered the different instruments that make up an orchestra? Good news is, we will be going over this topic today. Let us first discuss what is a musical instrument. CollinsDictionary.com states that a musical instrument is anything that is used to produce music. But let's face it, this can be anything from glass bottles to buckets and even pipes. Yes, these objects fall under that definition, but I want to get into more traditional musical instruments, like the ones that can be played in an orchestra. The instruments that we will be learning about have special characteristics, some similar to each other and some not so similar. This is why they belong in what we call instrument families. Here you see 4 categories. They are the percussion, woodwinds, brass, and string family. The string family is an instrument that has and can be played by its strings. These instruments can be plucked or played with a bow to produce a sound. The brass family will be easy to remember because these instruments get their name from what they are made of, brass. Brass is a shiny gold colored material. Brass instruments often look like long pipes. At the end, the opening becomes larger. Most are curved and twisted into different shapes. To play brass instruments, you need to use your breath, but you don't blow into the instrument. You have to move your lips against the mouthpiece and make almost like a buzzing noise. This vibration is needed to make the instruments produce a sound. You also need your hands. One will be used to hold the instrument, the other you will need your fingers to press down on buttons or valves.
Now we are going to talk about the percussion and the woodwind family. The percussion family includes several different instruments. These instruments make sound when they are hit, shaken, or scraped. When you tune a percussion instrument, it can sound different notes. Untuned instruments will not have a definite pitch. Percussion instruments maintain rhythm, create unique sounds, and add excitement and color to music. Next is the woodwind family. Woodwind instruments used to be made of wood, but now they are made of wood, plastic, metal, or a combination of both. These instruments are usually narrow cylinders or pipes with holes, open at the bottom end, and a mouthpiece at the top. To play a woodwind instrument, one is to blow air through the mouthpiece and open or close the holes with one's fingers to change the pitch. On most woodwind instruments, the holes are keys covered by metal caps. There are some woodwinds in which they have a mouthpiece. It is a thin piece of wood called a reed. Some woodwinds use a single reed, whereas others use a double reed. The smaller instruments play higher notes, but the larger and longer ones play low pitches. Today we learned about the different instruments and the families to which they belong to. We learned about the percussion, woodwind, bass, and string families, along with its characteristics. The way in which we tie back instrument families to our daily lives is the similarities that are shared. A similarity between human families and instruments in a particular family is that they are related to each other. Instruments of the same family are made up of the same material, look like one another, and make sounds similar to the other instrument. Some instruments may be small and others may be big. It is just as how our parents can be bigger than their children. It is important to learn about instruments because they are what makes up sound and music that we listen to every day. This performance indicator was done in relation to Standard 26A 2C music. Classify musical sound sources into groups.